Hey guys, what's going on? Mouse here. So, just a quick mission video about the 1-year anniversary update. So from this mission, we're gonna get some codes, 3 gate keys, and 300,000 gold. Just in case you have not extended your support yet, you guys have to extend your support if you want to keep supporting me and if you want to continue receiving codes the next season, because this will be automatically cancelled on May 2nd. Once again, thank you so much for all your support. So yeah, let's go ahead and check it out. So this was posted in the developer notes last April 24. So firstly, you guys already know that we're getting the Valkyrie version of Hae-in from the different timeline because of the Cup of Reincarnation. If those who read the manhwa already are very familiar with this, so we're gonna get a different version, which is gonna be a water Hae-in. From what I've been hearing, this Hae-in has lots of crit rate and crit damage. And of course, obviously, it's gonna be defense based. Actually, looks like Fate series. Just to give you some thoughts on what I think it's gonna be, I think it's very likely that it's really gonna be critical hit rate based. It kind of matches because Sorin also is a crit based unit. You guys know her A5 crit rate of the missiles 100%, and this is the main damage output of Sorin. So with that, it's pretty much clear. I believe that the meta will transition to the latest artifacts that we are using. For Sorin, it's probably gonna be the Desire set. And actually, I think it's the number 1 recommended here. And for the accessories, I'm not sure what it is. So it's Destructive Int. So most likely, this is what we're gonna be using when Cha is released. As for the Water Cha, I think it's probably not gonna use Obsidian. The skill cost might be too high like Sorin. That's why they added this black tea effect on the entire team. And also, I think we'll be using the Infamy set for real. Okay, we're in it will be game changing. For the past few weeks, I've been focusing on getting Infamy pieces here, and I've been trying to get some water bracelet with defense, but unfortunately haven't caught any decent one. So I'm using most of my selectors in this, but it will still depend whether or not her skills will have lots of skill damage increase, because as I've explained in my previous videos, the Infamy set, this is going to be additive to skill damage multipliers from the passives of the hunters. So if that's the case, then this is not going to be good, but I think they likely made this for the upcoming units. And of course, we're gonna use Maelin Fissures still, and I've heard there is something related to core attack as well, but I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So yeah, I'm very excited on how they're gonna do this, and hopefully it gives us some new experience that will be better than the gameplay of Giant. So anyway, let's go ahead and check the other details provided here. Break performance adjustment skill. Personally, I think there is not much problem when it comes to breaking, except for one situation. For example, if we are doing high total power stages, and if you're just below maybe below 10% of the total power, the breaking is kind of impossible in that case. So maybe they're trying to solve that, because to be honest, that's a really bad experience. But yeah, we'll see, because if we can solve the break at least, and even if we're dealing less damage, I think that's still gonna be more acceptable than the current system that we have. What else? May 1st year anniversary. Sungjinwoo's maximum level will expand to level 10. Oh my goodness, it's gonna consume a lot of gold again. By the way, I actually forgot to do this. Since we're gonna receive a level cap, you guys can start saving your activity funds already, so to prepare for that. But anyway, more gold's needed, because of course we're gonna have to level up our hunters as well. Gate tier will expand. Sungjinwoo's new job change will be added, and new 9 blessing stones will be added. So I do have a couple of boxes and a few thousand fragments here, or powder here, that I can use for that. But hopefully the new blessing stones are gonna be something useful, because the recent blessing stones that we got, the newest ones that we got, actually did not change anything. Most of them are not used, and I think it did more harm than good, because it became more difficult to get the blessing stones that matter after they added more blessing stones to the pool. I do hope that it's something that's not going to be just useful in terms of damage, but something that will add more variation to the gameplay. But yeah, 9 blessing stones, that's a lot. That's crazy. We're gonna have to make 9 more transcendent blessing stones. Not only that, of course, we're gonna use more gold on these as well. And then the amount of gold reward for daily weekly missions increase, and abyssal fragment rewarded added to the weekly mission rewards. 55,000. So maybe it will become 65,000, something like that. And they're gonna add some fragments here. That's good, by the way, if they add the fragments. But the gold here, hopefully they like maybe at least 200 to 300k. You won't even be able to do one hunter upgrade, I believe. So it's gonna cost 100k. So yeah, hopefully they make it like 300k. I think that will be acceptable because we really need lots of golds now. New blessing stones, new artifacts, max level expansion. The gold cost of everything is gonna be crazy. Workshop of Brilliant Light, I'm not too worried about Workshop of Brilliant Light. This is still normal mode, so I think as usual it's still gonna be pretty much clearable by most people. The hard mode is really gonna be the one that we have to prepare for, and I've heard there are gonna be new cores, and of course there's gonna be new remnant. I am at least expecting that the old units are gonna be able to clear this, but for the hard mode I think it's gonna be a different story. But what I'm worried about currently is that for the normal mode, we might need the water team, and then since Leonard will come after Cha, if I'm not mistaken, and it's going to be a wind unit, so in order to sell that unit, it might be the wind unit that's going to be required for the hard mode. So hopefully not though. Hopefully the water team fully built or a wind team fully built will be able to clear it with not so much difference. Yeah, I guess we'll just wait and see. We will be able to convert Shard of Yorgamut into Shard of Baran. Hopefully we can convert Shard of Baran, like 50 Shard of Baran to 1, just so at least we can use the excess shards. Or maybe they are planning to expand it in the future. I don't know. But kind of wasted. I do have like 30,000, I believe. Or maybe... Oh, you can actually sell these for 1.4 million gold. I didn't know that. Maybe... some other time, if I really need some gold, I might. So new boss Ant King will be added to the instance dungeon, multiplayer for simulation gate. Okay, that's good. Okay, so for June, additional gem stats will be added. Oh, another fucking system where we need lots of gold. Gem fusion is really bad right now. So new reverse story, power of destruction, world integrated ranking will be added, rune amplification. So it's still for June. So at least we still have some time to this is gonna be other crazy stuff. I think the rune amplification system, by the way, I think it's just gonna be something related to what we have now in the blessing stone and rune synthesis. We're gonna use these shards because there's no way they're giving lots of these without having a use for them. So maybe the amplification will be something like using this to further get some improvements on the stats or the effects of these runes, something like that. Maybe there will be multiple tiers for that, like A5 reawakening. Maybe every level is gonna add like 1%. So do save your selectors already. And the story mode about the Songjena. So for manual readers, you guys know this. Pre-register here so that you can get pre-registration rewards, and most important, probably the most awaited for the update, we're gonna get Transcendent Blessing Stone selection chance. I'm just not sure if that's gonna include the new blessing stones as well. Hopefully they include that. So some Cha animation, really cool. But I feel like they should leak the costume already. So hopefully it's gonna be good. Like more side boob. Just kidding. Of course, we're gonna get these costume, and then we have selection chest for weapons and the hunters. I'm kind of excited about two things specifically. Number one is that how the new remnant is going to be different. That's something that is very interesting. For Hae-in, I'm not expecting it to be better than Kanae, to be honest. I think Kanae is big mistake, big balancing mistake by the devs. This is just my my speculation. They probably mess it up because of the mess up on Suyun. So yeah, I think this was a mistake, and they might try to power creep her slowly. And power creeping Kanae is very easy because her kit is dependent on whether or not you can break the target 2 times or you kill some enemies to get the sixth sense effect. And if they remove that in some game content, then it's going to be over for Kanae. She's not going to be able to sustain anything. If she doesn't have that MP consumption reduction, it's going to be really hard for her. And she's going to lose huge amounts of attack as well. She's going to lose crit rate, crit damage. So I think they are going to go with a more balanced shot so that it wouldn't power creep the entirety of the pool. And then they're going to try to limit or kill Kanae slowly over the next few updates. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say for this video. Thanks so much again for watching, and see you on the next one.